West Africa Center for Counter-Extremism, it's focused on uncovering the underpinnings or the drivers of radicalization and violent extremism. Factors that can potentially motivate groups or individuals to become radicalized to engage in terrorism. And we do this because radicalization is the single biggest factor that leads people or individuals to engage in terrorism. So we're looking at the underpinning factors or the drivers that lead people to engage in, to become radicalized to engage in terrorism. In the last 3 years, we have helped deepen the understanding around issues of counterterrorism, issues of radicalization and violent extremism, because understanding is key to preventing the threat. We operate from a community perspective, a preventative perspective. We say that in security terms, security functions or policies are a function of threat perception. So your perception of the threat would lead you to measures that would, eventually lead to solving the problem. Your perception would inform what measures you take. And so we perceive the threat to Ghana coming from the local community perspective. We're looking at the preventative perspective. And that's why we deal so much with the local community. When we deal with the local community, the proximity to the local security factors would help you better understand security measures to put in place. And that's what we've done in the last 3 years. We have helped dissuade at least 22 individuals who had been radicalized, prevent them from engaging in terrorism either here or elsewhere. As you would know, there are significant vulnerabilities in the local environment here. And so we help local communities to understand these things. There are people who are really, in the process of being radicalized without knowing actually that they are on the path of radicalization. And once you engage with them, that's when they get to understand the vulnerabilities they are involved in. And for a fact, in 2016, we helped, de-radicalize a young guy who prevented this guy from traveling to Syria to join ISIS just a day before he was meant to leave through our local community counter-radicalization program. And this is what we've been involved in the last 3 years. And this program today is meant to further deepen understanding around issues of violent extremism and radicalization. We're inviting 100 young people from various parts of, Greater Accra region to understand what it means to be radicalized. What are the vulnerability factors for young people that could lead them to engage in violence, large-scale violence and terrorism in particular. And this is why we are here today, and it's a 2-day program to empower young people to contribute positively to peace in this country.